There was another knock on my door today.
Are you ready?
I know a spot where the sun shines brighter. The view from the top makes you lose your breath. I stumble by just to get you closer. The way that you move, I'm a Oh my, our B-side petrified is all I can do. Yes, all I can do. Oh my, you got an airtight alibi. It's nothing new. You got me so strong.
But I know who it was this time. The Jehovah's Witness came. So a little funny story about the Jehovah's Witnesses that came. I don't know, she asked me a question about something along the lines of, basically am I religious or anything? And I was like, well, my parents are really religious and my grandparents are really religious. And I was like, growing up, I went to church and I was very religious, but I said most churches will look at me and be like, you're gonna burn in hell anyway, so no. And and what she said kind of made me laugh a little bit. She looks at me and goes, well, and she said something along the lines of, well, religion has this misconception. She said something along the lines of, I'm technically not going to burn in hell because that's just a misconception in the Bible and the flames are metaphorical. So I'm not going to burn. She didn't say I wasn't going to go to hell, so I'm still going to go to hell. It's just not going to be as miserable as everyone thinks. And I was just like, okay, glad to know I'm still going to hell, but at least I'm not going to burn. Because at the beginning, she didn't say anything religious, and I was like, what's this Greenpeace coming to my door? Because she was like, we're talking to the community about the welfare of the earth. And she was like, how do you feel about the news turning it on and seeing disaster all the time? I was like, yeah, I hate it. I said, I really want a lot of kids, but sometimes I second guess it because the earth is literally going to hell. And she was just like, yeah, well, we find this a really good way to talk about it, blah, 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 blah. And then she threw in the religious thing, and I was just like, And I was looking at them thinking, okay, they're not Mormon, because the Mormon girls don't usually go on missions, that I know of anyways. And I was thinking to myself, but I thought all Jehovah's Witnesses were, like, men, and they were two, like, girls, two women, like, maybe 20, in their early 20s, like, maybe the oldest they'd be is 25. And then she showed me the virtual booklet and gave me a real one. And she was like, is there anything in it that would, like, interest you? And one of the things was asking, why does God allow suffering and stuff? And I was like, well, my nephew was, like, 2 months old when he got leukemia and almost died. He had 24 hours to live. But I was like, thank God now he's, like, a marvelous 7-year-old and in school and smart and everything. And she was just like, oh, wow, well, there's a really comforting answer in the Bible. And I was just sitting there thinking, yeah, all the pain that my nephew went through is going to be comforted by words in the Bible. And I think she's seen this look on my face, and she was like, so do you believe the Bible is real or just words, another book? And I was like, well, I said, I like the idea of when we die, we don't just die. But I was like, I believe in reincarnation. And I was like, because that was in one of the old forms of the Bible before it got, like, renewed and different stuff. And before it got, like, remade into something that got distributed. And they both kind of just looked at me for a second. I don't think they believed me, but I've seen it several places that it was in one of the first Catholic Bibles, but they took it out because they didn't want people believing that. I don't know why they would do that. Like, if God says it, why would they take and want to change that? But anyways, face masks. It's funny how she didn't say that I wasn't going to burn in hell. She just said that I'm not going to burn because hell isn't as bad as everyone thinks it is, basically. So I'm just like, that's real comforting. Thanks for coming to my house and telling me that I'm still going to go, well, and thanks for coming to my house and saying something along the lines of, I'm still going to go to hell, I'm just not going to burn. Makes me feel better, thanks a lot. Well, if I'm lucky, reincarnation is a thing. And I still have 1 billion lives to go. And I find Vanessa in each one of them. That's my adventures with the Jehovah's Witnesses. The first time they ever came to, like, my house. I remember they used to come, well, to our place. But I remember they came to, like, moms and dads when I was younger. But I remember them, like, once. But, yeah, it's funny. But I don't know. I'm not really the religious type. I just more open-minded, and I mean, I believe in reincarnation. I believe that when we die, we don't just become worm food. I'm agnostic, and I believe in reincarnation. That's where I'm leaving it. And until I can find a religion that isn't cultish, I'm gonna have to stick to that. So that's my views. And that's the last time I'll be doing a video like this, because I know everybody hates these videos. But it's just my little blurb on it. So in case anyone was wondering for some reason, I don't know why you guys would wonder that, but I always find it interesting to learn about what their beliefs are, even though I don't mind hearing about people's beliefs as long as they're not ramming it down your throat. Like, well, you're wrong, I don't care. I will take the time to listen to you and your argument, but you're probably not going to sway me. Anyone who knows me knows I'm so stubborn and thick-headed when it comes to stuff like that. I have my beliefs, and that's that. I believe what I believe. You're not going to change my mind, but I will listen to you. So yeah, that's my little blurb on religion. Not very often am I able to clear one side of the board in like 2 seconds. I'm kind of proud of myself, but watch now, I'm going to have like 18 million pieces left over there. I did so good the first half of the board. And yes, I'm doing this to procrastinate doing real housework because the story of my life. Literally. What the hell? I don't want to touch it anymore because it's going good. So at least this time I have extra row took off compared to last time. So I've had like every other YouTuber is doing like gaming channels where they're playing like Sims and whatever that new game is that's out and everybody hates, and all these other games, Final Fantasy and stuff, and I'm just sitting here playing this. Have 2 left. How did I do that? Guess who got the garbage out on time again? Me. So Vanessa called me this morning and was like, today's garbage day. I said, yeah, I know. I said, but we only have 1 bag, so I'm not going to bother to put it out because some little animal had it ripped open on our bridge, and I had like, there was some stuff on the bridge I would have had to pick up and put in the bag. I thought that he came early here. Because the garbage man comes kind of early down in Nan's, I think. I think it's like 10 o'clock. So I was like, screw it, I'm not in the mood to do that right now. So a few minutes ago, I sat down on the couch and I was like, no, I was editing the vlog. I was like, I might as well go out and pick up the garbage, poke it back in the bag through the bottom hole, top the bottom hole, and put it in the shed for next week. Got it on the bridge, started picking it up, then I heard a truck, so I looked up, because I'm just curious, nosy, I'd grown up in a small town, I guess. So I looked up, this was the garbage truck, getting ready to pull up to the neighbor's garbage box, and I was like, yes! So I already had the bag tied up, and I was just moving my planter, so I was like, wicked! So I grabbed the bag, went down, plopped it in at the end of the driveway where we put it, turned around, come back. By the time I was up on the bridge, the truck pulled up and grabbed the bag and went on. I was like, yes! Coffee, please. I am in love with this coffee. It's so good. Yes, please. You recording?
We brought you a bird, yep. And we brought you a banana.
Okay, you want to see this? Watch this. He tipped over.
Oh my God, I was saying.
Come on, Bambi.
Come on.
Come on, Trina. Oh, look what Mom got for you.
That's 2 pieces of green now, so can't be boots. I like some of these boots. You should take a picture, Trina.
I'm videoing it. Jasper.
Put down more. Some cute.
Jasper. Yes, boy.
Snappy boy.
Move back more. Trina, move back more. Try and get him to walk towards you.
Too lazy. What?
No, he doesn't want to walk.
What?
Not stubborn, is it?
Look at his back legs.
I leave him alone until he starts walking, and then I take it off.
To Sarah.
He did all that for nothing.